The forbidden EVP, Yu Menglong's spirit names his killers? The mysterious death of Chinese actor Yu Menglong has taken another significant development. Right after his death, spiritual stories began spreading like wildfire. From a Taiwanese psychic named Shen Rong, who claimed to use the Akashic records to contact Yu's spirit, to his mentor and former star maker Sun Derong, who said he saw Yu in a dream that lasted 5 entire hours. In that dream, Yu cried and poured out the pain he had suffered before he died. But the most striking revelation came on October 1st, when the owner of a channel called File 204 went live from a cemetery in Taiwan, a place said to have strong anti-communist energy and a powerful spiritual field. There, they attempted to use a device known as EVP, or electronic voice phenomenon, to communicate with Yu Menglong's spirit. So what exactly is EVP? It's a form of ghost listening, technology that's been around for years. Spirit communicators use recording devices in areas filled with static electricity or white noise. According to practitioners, when the energy is strong enough, fragmented sounds may form into real words or sentences. In the live video, the communicator asked, "Yu Menglong, if you can hear me, can you tell me where you were born?" Through the crackle of static came a faint yet unmistakable reply, 4 clear Chinese characters, Urumqi. That detail was completely accurate. Yu Menglong was indeed born in Urumqi, Xinjiang. The communicator continued, "In Eternal Love, what was the name of the character you played?" Once again, a voice emerged from the noise, Bai Zhen, 4th brother. Then came the question, "Little Yu, did you die by your own hand, or were you murdered?" Without a moment's hesitation, the device answered firmly, "Homicide." The interrogation grew sharper. Was Song Yiren one of the people who hurt you? Yes. Was Xin Qi the mastermind behind your death? Yes. When asked if the cover-up of the case was linked to high-level authorities, the response again was yes. And when asked whether the statement supposedly written by his mother was manipulated behind the scenes, the device once more replied, yes. The communicator then asked, "Is there anything you want to say to those who harmed you and buried the truth?" After a long, heavy silence, a heartbreaking voice came through. "Why did you do this to me?" The next line was even more chilling. When pressed to reveal the names of other perpetrators, the voice hesitated briefly, then said, "If I tell you, you'll die." And then came one final warning. Don't trust people. You hear that? It was a message from the other side, a warning that the forces behind this might be far more powerful than anyone imagined. When the blogger asked what Yu Menglong's spirit hoped his fans would do for him, 2 Chinese words appeared, means to light a lamp. Everyone understood the meaning. A lamp to guide a soul to peace. Large lamps filled with oil can burn for 49 days, helping the departed cross over. Shortly after, a video surfaced showing that in Taiwan, people had indeed lit such lamps for Yu Menglong. Each flickering flame spoke of sorrow and eternal remembrance. His mentor Sun Derong even held a memorial ceremony at the Xinzhuang Dizang Temple in Taiwan, praying that Yu's soul might finally find liberation and a place to return to. Whether this spirit communication is real or not, it has clearly pointed to 2 names, Song Yiren and Xin Qi, both of whom are among the 17 suspects we've been reporting on over the past few days. Among them, Xin Qi, believed to be the mastermind behind the crime, is rumored to be either an illegitimate child of Kai Chi, a distant relative of Xi Jinping, or possibly aligned with the Jiang Zemin faction. In our earlier reports, we also discussed these figures, along with another powerful suspect, Ji Guangguang, whose real name is Li Ming, a member of a powerful Red family within the Chinese Communist Party. All of these individuals are backed by immense power and thoroughly indoctrinated with the communist ideology of the regime. They see themselves as above heaven itself, arrogant, untouchable, and unrestrained, free to commit countless acts of corruption and depravity without consequence. To them, China is their territory, and they are the law. That's why this group dares to treat human life like it's worthless. Even an actor with tens of millions of followers like Yu Menglong, without political backing, without the bloodline of the Red second generation, is nothing more than a disposable plaything, something they can use or destroy whenever they please. That's why the methods they use go far beyond anything we could ever imagine. The chilling assembly line behind China's mysterious celebrity deaths. In previous episodes, we talked about a sacrificial ritual known as zhongshengji. Apply that to the mysterious deaths of these actors in China, and as commentator Jiang Feng points out, it's anything but normal. It's an organized, industrialized killing machine, a meticulously structured assembly line where every step serves a specific function. So how does it work? First, they select their targets. Who are these people? Servant-like figures such as Song Yiren and Ji Guangguang, the ones responsible for approaching potential victims inside the country. They lure those with delicate appearances, simple personalities, and no powerful family background. Young men with such qualities, handsome, pure, and gentle, like Yu Menglong, are their ideal prey. The second stage is what they call contractual bondage. Agents like Du Qiang bait their targets with tempting debut opportunities, deceiving them into signing unequal contracts, sometimes even agreements that create a quasi-religious dependency on the agency itself. It's known that Du Qiang managed Yu Menglong and also Chao Renliang. Some sources even claim he managed Xu Feng, known to the public as the most handsome monk of the Shaolin Temple. Every one of these actors met a tragic, unnatural death. Then comes the third stage, what insiders call party seduction. Once the victim has signed, they're brought to private parties filled with drugs and homosexual activities, where their will is systematically broken. At the same time, the perpetrators record compromising footage, material used to blackmail them for life. From the day you debuted, if you ever betray us or try to run, we'll release these things to the public. The next stage is the offering, the sacrifice to financiers. At this crucial point, the processed victim, now completely obedient, is presented as a gift to the financiers and elites operating behind the scenes. In closed rooms, these elites subject their victims to every kind of humiliation and abuse imaginable. Finally comes control and punishment. They cut off all contact between the victim and the outside world. A contract of selling oneself isn't enough. If you resist or disobey, you'll be beaten, drugged, and brutally punished until you break. If you still refuse to submit, you'll be handled, eliminated. This entire process reveals how they turn living, breathing human beings into sacrificial offerings, feeding a ritualistic system built on blood and control. Tragedies like these are nothing new in the blood-stained world of Chinese entertainment. Recently, several overseas independent media outlets have revisited the death of Hong Kong superstar Leslie Cheung, who, coincidentally, also fell to his death. At the time, mainstream media said he suffered from depression. Netizens have been digging into the true cause of his fatal fall, and it now appears that depression may not have been the real reason. Further investigation revealed that the last film Leslie Cheung acted in within mainland China was A Time to Remember. The investor? Once again, Ye Daiying, the maternal uncle of Ji Guangguang, one of the main suspects in the Yu Menglong case. In the previous episode, I made an error regarding Ji Guangguang, whose real name is Li Ming, stating he was the great-grandson of former Chinese Premier Li Peng. The correct information is that he's actually the grandson. In other words, Ji Guangguang's father, Li Xiaoyong, is Li Peng's second son. Because of these connections, some analysts believe that Leslie Cheung's death may be closely and intricately linked to the Li Peng family. So why do the shadows of these red families keep appearing behind the tragedies and mysterious deaths of China's top celebrities? Is it all just coincidence or a secret project these families have guarded for decades? We may not dare to draw conclusions, but that question alone is enough to send chills down your spine. Hong Kong superstar Leslie Cheung's death revisited. In September of this year, Xiang Tai, whose real name is Chen Lan, the wife of Hong Kong entertainment tycoon Xiang Huaqiang, posted a video on Xiaohongshu, claiming that depression was not the cause of Leslie Cheung's death. She also shared the details of his final phone call. She said, "The last call my brother," referring to Leslie Cheung, made was to me. I remember it was 5:08. I was actually in a meeting at the time. When I saw it was him, I immediately stepped out to take the call. He said, "Tiff, that's my nickname. Can you hold a press conference for me?" I said yes. So I asked, "What do you want to say?" He replied, "I want you to stand with me and tell everyone that I'm not sick. I don't have depression." I agreed, and I told our company's PR representative, a woman he knew well, to coordinate with him. Then I went back to my meeting. It was a little after 5 o'clock. When the meeting ended, she went to attend her son's first performance. She recalled, "When I arrived, the show had already started, so I only watched for a short while. Then, one after another, phone calls began coming in, all saying that Leslie Cheung was dead. Since it was April Fool's Day, she thought it was a cruel joke and hung up on all of them. At that moment, she simply couldn't believe it. After all, he had just called her. How could he possibly have taken his own life right after? But shortly afterward, as she was crossing the street after the show, a reporter confirmed the news. She collapsed right there in the road, crying uncontrollably until her son had to help her to the sidewalk. She said that at that moment, she still couldn't believe it. How could Leslie jump from a building? How could someone who loved beauty so much choose to jump from a building? Xiang Tai said she had known Leslie for many years and never believed he died from depression. She said, "I think something must have happened to him. Otherwise, he would never have made that choice." At that time, a friend told me that Leslie often felt something pressing on him while he slept, like something was holding him down, preventing him from falling asleep. She expressed deep regret that she couldn't help him in time. According to Vision Times, one netizen even revealed, Leslie Cheung was persecuted to death by the CCP's mind control. Everyone in the Chinese mind control community knew about it, even top executives in the Hong Kong entertainment industry. The CCP's Hidden Mind Control Program: How Ordinary People Became Human Experiments. According to the Vision Times, citing disclosed information, for more than 20 years, the Chinese Communist Party has quietly pursued one of its most chilling frontiers: mind control technology. Behind closed doors, military laboratories, top universities, and government research institutes have worked together on experiments that blur the line between science and horror. In recent years, countless Chinese citizens have stepped forward, revealing their real names and claiming something unthinkable: that they have become the unwilling subjects of mind manipulation trials. Official records trace this effort back to 2001, when Chinese scientists joined the International Human Brain Project in Sweden, becoming the 20th member of the Global Research Network. At that time, institutions like the PLA 301 Hospital, Dalian University of Technology, Zhejiang University, and the Chinese Academy of Sciences were already deeply involved in China's version of the Human Brain Project and in the field of neuroinformatics. By 2012, the Institute of Radiation and Radiation Medicine, under the Academy of Military Medical Sciences, went a step further. It published a study titled Consciousness Control Weapons and the Establishment of a Behavioral Image Database, describing technology that could manipulate human beings through their senses, emotions, and even dreams. The report openly stated that such weapons could trigger fear, anger, or despair, and ultimately drive a person into mental breakdown or taking his own life. Then in 2017, the PLA's official news portal, China Military Online, declared in an article called Brain Control: The Crown of Warfare Dominates, that whoever controls the human brain controls the outcome of war. It urged the creation of a national security system built around this concept, a chilling hint that these technologies were being developed not just for science, but for military advantage. In recent years, hundreds of people across China have claimed to be victims of these experiments. They describe a life of continuous torment, being monitored and harassed 24 hours a day through intracranial voice transmission, suffering both physical pain and mental collapse. According to the Epoch Times, a victim named Yao Duoji has documented at least fellow sufferers from 19 provinces and 3 municipalities. These cases reportedly began as early as the year 2000 and span all ages from children to the elderly, across many professions. The victims' accounts share strikingly similar experiences that align with what might result from brain manipulation. They hear constant voices inside their heads, receiving relentless insults, curses, or commands to harm themselves. They are forcibly overwhelmed with emotions such as sadness, fear, and despair. They repeatedly relive past mistakes or humiliations without control. They are thrust into vivid, negative, artificial dreams that they can distinguish from normal dreaming. Many suffer involuntary muscle spasms, loss of concentration, and disorientation. They often experience chest tightness and pain, accompanied by strange sounds like cicada chirps or electrical humming. Their skin burns or tingles as if pricked by needles, sometimes going numb in certain areas. Over time, these alleged victims have formed support groups to help one another and have repeatedly filed collective reports to public security offices nationwide. They have also petitioned government agencies at various levels, pleading for formal investigations. Yet their efforts have met only silence and resistance, because, according to their claims, these mind control projects are not rogue experiments, but operations sanctioned and led by the CCP itself. In this chilling reality, the Chinese people have become unwilling participants, human test subjects, in a state-run experiment on the control of the human mind. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your perspective. If you found this analysis valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.